Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm Jey.
And I'm Meka.
This is our channel. So today we are doing an interview, and we have Troy and Zeruiah from Lyfe After Lockup, and we're going to be doing an interview with them. So we're going to bring them on right now. Hello.
Hi.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing? What's up? Shout it out. Shout it out.
So really appreciate y'all being on here with us. You know what I'm saying? Want to touch base with you guys, see how everything's going, and just kind of talk about your guys' experience on the show and everything, you know?
Yeah.
So you got hop right in. So the first question that I like to ask in these interviews is, how did it come about you guys, you know, getting on the show? You know, how did that whole thing introduce itself, or how did you get on the show initially?
Why are you looking at me?
So originally, how we got on this show was through manifestation. I was sitting in prison and I was watching the show. Shouted out Derek and Monique. That's the first couple that I seen on that show. And I said, what is this little dude doing with this big old girl? You know, and not even far as like weight-wise. It was more out of height. Like, she's mad tall compared to him. So I'm watching the show and shit, and I'm like, you know, call my wife one day, and I'm like, yo, we could be on this silly ass TV show, man. It's called Love After Lockup. She like, Love After Lockup? What is that? I said, I don't know. It's some show about people who come home from prison. And then I got a little bit more in depth. I started seeing like love during lockup, life after lockup. So now I started following it a little differently. So then I start seeing, you know, other black couples on there. So I'm like, oh, okay, this, you know, it's not just no janky, you know, some hillbilly shit and they just slapping shit together. So I'm like, okay, you know, so I'm seeing the storylines. I'm like, yo, we could be on this show. Like, you know, she actually sees something about it and signs up for it. Now, at this time, I got about 17, 19 months-ish left to do in prison. So if anything, we would have, when we was trying to do it, it was for love during lockup. You know what I'm saying? So now, a year and some change go by. We done forgot about it. We just living, you know what I'm saying? I go to a different prison. I'm not even seeing the show no more, X, Y, and Z. This is how manifestation works. Zeruiah, call her, I'm in the yard, and she like, yo, you want to try to go for the casting for Love After Lockup again? So I'm like, I mean, shit, yeah, hell yeah. Now, at this time, I got 3 weeks left to come home. So I'm like, well, shit, hell yeah, let's go ahead and let's try it. She messaged these people. They messaged her back immediately. We looking for people that's getting released from prison from April of this time until June of this time, 2024. We like, oh, well, shit, I'm about to come home. We pitched the story. She already had it from the first time she did it. So all she did was resend it, add a little stuff to it, whatever the case may be. 5 minutes later, they bite the whole bait. Now we in there. Yo, I call back 5 minutes later. She excited. Yo, we really about to be on TV. We got a casting call, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, all right. You know, this is just the processing of it. So we not even solidified. We don't know what's going on. This is just the whole process of it all. So within 48 hours of us having that phone call and knowing that they know that the schedule, I'm on my way home, this is what we got going on, this is how we met, X, Y, and Z. They pitched that shit so fast, we was casting within 48 hours.
Oh, damn, that's quick as hell.
Yeah, they knew they had a shit film.
Yeah, some people have been saying it take them like a year or so before they hear anything, you know. So yeah, that was
because you got to think of how many incarcerated individuals there are. There's a very small scale, but once you get into the, you know, you live in that actual world, there's so many people that's incarcerated. There's so many people that feel like they could tell the story better. They got a different story. And it's like, no, it's all about how much drama you can create. Mm-hmm. That's what people don't realize, because when we got on this shit, we think we getting on here telling a heartfelt story. We wanted to talk about this, that, and the third, and, you know, give people real perspectives. Don't work that way. Don't work that way. You tell your story, and they take the parts that we want, and we're gonna tell y'all story how we want it to be told. So that's where you get all the miscommunication and the bashing and crashing on the internet, because you like, well, shit, that ain't my motherfucking story. That's not how it was supposed to come out now. But yeah, that was the beginning of the manifestation to entering love life after lockup.
Okay. So I know you mentioned originally y'all tried to apply for love during lockup. So when did y'all meet? Did y'all meet when did y'all meet? Let's put it that way.
We met while he was incarcerated. So yeah. So when you sign up, I was signing up for love after lockup. It's not a like variation of like, they just say, how did you meet? You know, they ask you your questions or whatever. So how he wouldn't have even known if we was going to be in love during lockup, because we wouldn't have known. But yes, it does take a year, because when I originally reached out, it was a year before. And then when he got closer, that's when I got another email saying like, hey, you know, are you still interested? Can you reapply? And then I reapplied. And because he was about to get out, that's why they were like, oh, shoot, like you guys are perfect for this. So yeah, it does take a year to hear back at least.
Everybody want to be on TV.
Did you guys like meet like? What did like? Did you like reach out to him like, or did you like know each other beforehand a little bit? Or
No. My baby father gave him my number, told me to keep in touch with him. I had no idea who this man was. Like, this is somebody that's incarcerated. I was actually pissed because phone calls is not free. Well, at that time, they're free now, but it wasn't at that time. So it's like, I gotta answer the phone for you, and I gotta answer a phone for somebody in jail. And how he described it was basically like Troy needed somebody to answer the phone so that he could reach out to his family, because his family don't be answering the phone. And, you know, just like a general, not any too much information.
The consistent basis of me being on the phone with my family was hard because nobody had money on the phone. Nobody knew how to set up the phones. You know, some people just fucking just down ass right lazy and just didn't even care to figure it out. You know, and you figure that out years later on down the line. Like, damn, you still don't have a phone on. So yes, that's how it works.
So we started having conversation through my child's father, and once I started talking to him, I was basically just like a friend. It was not no like, oh, I'm trying to get with him or anything like that. No, like I was just being a genuine person, answering the phone for him. And then obviously, you know, you keep talking to somebody, you're going to develop some type of friendship. And that's what happened. We became friends. And then he started really telling me what the hell my baby father was in there doing. And just
because he started trying to lane me out, saying that I was the reason why it's not no money on the phone, that she's talking to me, she visited me, mind you, she's not doing none of these things. So I'm like, yo, tell bro, stop tripping. Like, ain't nobody on that type of time. She's trying to help me keep my situationship at the time together. She's calling, texting this girl, blowing her up, watching her social media for me, telling me all these things, you know what I'm saying? So we trying to keep my situation together, and I'm trying to encourage her to keep her situation together. This is real rap, bro. This is genuine, you hear me? Gangsta. I'm not trying to holler at this girl. I have no interest in trying to take nobody's girl from jail. I don't know her. She don't know me. I didn't ever even bop like that, you know what I'm saying? Even from the streets, I don't even get down like that. The bros, it's your homie, that's your girl, or even a little side piece fling. I don't fuck with the bros girls, you hear me? So this is just something. It just genuinely just was a connection through our friendship, the way we just vibed and kicked it on the phone, you hear me?
Yeah. And I wasn't in like, people be like, oh, you talk to your baby father, Sully, and it's like, absolutely not. Like, that's not what happened.
We exchanged
He genuinely gave him my number. So what the hell? Like,
all
that's
my
what
information.
happened.
She already had the when I call her, can you text this number? What number is it? X, Y, and Z. Oh, I already got the thread from the last time I sent the message. She already had my baby mother number. She already had the girl that I was talking to at the time. She had her number. She sent a message, you know, a time or two to my dad. So when he picked up the phone, he was familiar on who the girl was. He just know that she was somebody that was helping me out. You know what I'm saying? Just to get through on the phone. And then once he got money on his phone and stuff like that, you know, we was good. But But it was her and my dad that I talked to.
And I'm glad that it happened the way it did, because me and my baby father's relationship was very toxic, and it just was not a healthy relationship. It was very abusive. And I genuinely feel like if I had not met Troy, like I probably wouldn't even be talking to you to this day, because it was not a good relationship. And I was open my eyes. Like, I had found out that he had a baby on me. And mind you, he's lying. He's lying and saying like, oh no, this girl is just making these things up. And whole time, everything that I knew that was going on was true. But he's trying to put it in my mind like, he's being innocent and doing it. So I'm like, I don't got the time for this.
See,
Like,
now, as a man, I'm hearing this from both perspectives. The pillow talker from the nigga that's in jail, and then now I'm on the phone with the actual person that was going through all the shit. So now I'm hearing it from a different perspective, and now guilt is eating at me because I'm encouraging her to continue to be with this abusive ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you answer the phone for him. Make sure you do his packages. I don't care what you doing, who you do it with. Make sure he good. Don't leave him out. Da 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 da. Every time this man get on the phone, he bashing the fuck out of me for no reason. I'm like, damn, bro, he don't even know I'm really being a genuine ass nigga, bro. I'm not trying to take your girl. I'm not trying to talk. Mind you, they're quote unquote married at the time. So I'm not even trying to indulge with nobody's wife or no shit like that. Like, before our relationship went even further, we'll get to that point. But I had draw the line like, hold on, I can't take this shit serious if you literally married to a whole nother man. Like, how the fuck that don't even make sense for me? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so that's pretty much what happened. Fast forward to today's time, he's more cool with him than I'm cool with him. He literally told him the last time. So first of all, he's never been in my son's life like that. Like, he's always been in and out of jail, inconsistent, like not checking up on his son, not doing what he needs to do for his son. And Troy ended up adopting him. He talked to Azael and said that he wanted to adopt him, and Azael said yes. I did not have, when I had my son, I didn't put my baby father as the father. So all he had to do was just assume paternity, and then that's like, a lot of people are like confused. It's like, oh, like I hear a lot of people in the comments are like talking about how he took his son and that he doesn't allow him to be. And it's like, no, like this man genuinely like stepped up and was a father to my child. He's known him since he was 5 years old. My son is literally 13, about to be 13 in January. So it really developed into like something very serious, and we took major steps. And that's how I knew he was serious about me. We wasn't even married, and he did this. This man didn't even know me. I met him while he was incarcerated. This is the first time we've been around each other and we're married.
I still have 4 years to do in prison when I sent that papers.
And my son was just so excited, and like to this day, like you cannot tell him that that's not his dad. Like, and unfortunately, my child's father is very inconsistent with his communication. But when he does communicate, like he don't have no problem with Troy. Like I said, they be more cool than me, which is so fucking weird. Like, but whatever. Like, as long as no beef, and like, I was never the type to, be rude or like lying or nothing. Like, everything has always been out in the open. So it was definitely interesting, and that's why we got on the show, was because of how we met. Because it's like, damn, these people is crazy. Like, they really met incarcerated, but it worked. Like, we're married. We've been married going on 5 years next year. We've been together 6 years.
Never slept with this woman, never did nothing.
Yeah, our first time sleeping with each other was while he was out. Like literally what y'all saw on the show, like that's really how life happened. So that's kind of how we met and the backstory of it.
Okay. Nice.
So Zeruiah, I know like the show focuses a lot on the dynamic between you and the mother of Troy's daughter. When you were talking earlier, you were saying, I think you mentioned her, and you said that y'all, I guess you were in communication with her prior to, like, to help him, or she knew who you were, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't think we knew who you were based off the show.
Exactly, because that's what they want. That's the narrative they want. And I really, really wish that they would just have told our story like in the truth of what happened and the timeline it happened, instead of trying to like catch the audience up into making this is what it is, because that's not what it was. So I have known him. I think the first conversation I had was I think it was like 2020.
Yeah, any conversation.
2020.
Yeah, 2020.
She's had my number all this time. All this time she's had my number. We've communicated. Have we had like best friend relationship? No. It's been a bumpy road, but I've always been the glue that no matter what, I was not going to do anything to deter him from communicating with her. So whatever I could do to help that communication, that's what I did. Prior to me meeting him and things of that nature, he was having a difficult time as far as like doing things consistently for his daughter on his terms. So I was able to help him, like, for example, like I remember the first time went out and I got her a Coach purse and like a whole bunch of clothes and stuff on his behalf. Sent him the picture, like he was on the phone or whatever, and I sent it out for her birthday. Sent things out for Valentine's Day. Got her custom gift wrap paper that had his picture on it. Like things that really are like that, that touch to let you know, like, your dad is still thinking about you, even though he is where he's at. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that he was trying to buy her, but I did everything that I could to make sure that she wasn't missing those important moments, And in order for me to do that, I had to be in communication with her, because that's how she would get things. And if I wasn't in communication with her, I wasn't in communication with her mother. So there's always been this back and forth, and it's always like, okay, you're not doing this, okay? I'll make sure I do this, Yana, no problem. And then I do this, and then it's a problem with this. So it's always some like back and forth, and that's what you all see on the show a little bit. I want to speak specifically to like how we quote unquote, how she came in the backyard when baby Troy was meeting him for the first time. First of all, that's not what was supposed to happen. I did not want to meet his daughter like on camera. Like I wanted to meet her off of camera. I wanted it to be genuine, because I was not trying to do anything for TV, nor was I trying to like interject the kids into TV. You know what I'm saying? Because they're old enough to be aware. They know social media. They're on TikTok. They see these things. And so when they told us we were driving to Buffalo, this is 2 days after, we didn't even know. We're like, wait a minute, we going to Buffalo? So they're like putting together this thing. And then I knew they were trying to set up something where they wanted me and her to have a confrontation. And there's cameras around. This is my first time like being around her in person, because we had never been around in person. It's always just been via phone. And so when people are looking at me and they're looking straight, they're thinking that I'm having this like stoic appearance because of his daughter meeting, being around. And it didn't have nothing to do with that. I was mad at the producers, because it's like, really, that's what y'all doing? Like, this is not the moment for that. The moment is supposed to be about baby Troy. Like, I really did my best to make sure that everything was ready together for that moment. Went into the mall, got her a gift so that he could give it to her. He helped me pick it out, like really trying to make everything very perfect. And they wanted some type of tension. So I'm looking, and I'm not even like, so I'm sitting this way where like the yard was big. So I'm sitting this way. I can hear her, but I don't know where she's at. So I'm not about to turn around or like make it about me. No.
I wasn't there though. That's the thing.
No, I'm saying she was further back. I was inside. So I only hear her. So we're nowhere near each other. But they pan the camera to make it look like I'm like with the stank face and like, his always, you know what I'm saying? And that's not what it was. I was upset because it's like, really, that's what y'all gonna do? I'm not gonna be that person. I'm not gonna get on here, act the fool, start fighting, doing all of that for what? So I'm hearing all the shit that she's saying. I'm hearing that shit. So anybody will feel some type of way, because it's like, really, you talking shit. I'm not, that this is not an appropriate time, and you would never say that shit to my face. So you're letting these cameras, like, you're also feeding into the bullshit. And that's what I did not like, because we could have talked about this. Like, it just really pissed me off that there was this thing like, oh yeah, y'all aren't gonna work and this, that, and the third. And it's like in real reality, you behind the scenes like, yeah, we gonna get this money and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? Like, so saying one thing to y'all in the camera, but in the back end, it's like, oh, okay, everything is cool. Why be like that? You know what I'm saying? Why not show that you don't have an issue? Because there is no issue. There's no issue to have. We're married.
And I want to specifically touch on this. I mean, to cut you off. Pardon me. That was not my girlfriend before I went to jail, and that was not my girlfriend, none of which during my incarceration at all whatsoever. So all that ex-girlfriend shit, that is not my ex-girlfriend. I was dealing with somebody. We just did not want to bring that person into the light and put attention on them, and and then we had the conversation with that person. It was like, yo, well, we gonna do it, you're gonna do the shit, you know what I'm saying? Tell my story on my behalf for out of your mouth, but do it for the, TV type shit. And it became all this whole other stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then, behind the scenes, it's just a bunch of bullshit going on with that whole situation. So it's just a situation that was not gonna be, broadcasted and just played with all on TV, because there was genuine feelings that was involved, you know what I'm saying? Because my wife was dead ass. She knew from her perspective of the story just as well. So she like, nah, hell nah. We not about to get on TV, national TV, playing around and doing all that dumb shit, not for no TV. So that person has never been seen. Now, there was speculations of who I might have dealt with before prison and all that stuff like that. Or, this, pictures were surfacing of girls coming to see me during my incarceration, whatever the case may be. Cool. But as far as like any like real intimate relationship and all that shit like that, they try to make it seem like this was the ex-girlfriend, this was the one that was holding it down, and
and he left his family to now be with this woman that he doesn't know.
Thank you.
That's not what happened.
That girl treated me like shit. The moment they put the motherfucking handcuffs on me. You hear me? This ain't got nothing to do with the show, none of that. Just a quick little short story. This how you know life is funny and it works real. I was supposed to get sentenced June 21st, 2017. My court date got adjourned. So I'm outside the court building. Long story short, I got niggas in jail. I'm trying to go put some money on the bros' books before I go in there. I got my shit got adjourned to a week. I got sentenced June 27th. So now, the same day that I was supposed to get sentenced, I pull up, put money on the bros' books. Now I'm sitting there in the car. We waiting for the shit to open. We smoking. Car come pulling up. Girl gets out, run inside. She comes back out, catch my attention. Oh, that's my fucking baby mother. Fuck is she doing over here? Call her on the phone. Yo, what you doing? Oh, I'm out riding around, blah, 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 blah. Oh, all right, where you at, though? Oh, I'm out riding, I don't know where I'm at. For whatever reason, the instincts was there. She felt me, and she looked right at me. She looked right across the street and looked me dead in my face. And I was like, what is you doing? So now I get out the car. My daughter in the back seat. I'm not sentenced today. Who the fuck you coming here to see? You know what I'm saying? But mind you, this is just the games that we play with each other. Because mind you, I'm not having no intercourse with this girl. None of that shit. This is just me just being a nigga. I'm just controlling. This is my baby mama. Fuck you doing here at the jail trying to see the next nigga. What the fuck is you doing? You get what I'm saying? That's just the type of time I'm on. And I'm a street nigga. She know how I bop around in the streets. So it's like, who you going to go see in jail knowing I'm about to get sentenced? You ain't about to play these games. Cool. You got my daughter. So long story short, I find out who the person is, whatever the case may be. I try to push the button. Then it's like, nah, we not about to start, no shit about this, whatever the case may be. All right, cool, let the shit go. So I'm like, nah, this is funny. So now I go to jail. I end up bumping into the person. He shouts me out when I'm walking through. Now, mind, I got a little bit of time in. So now I'm coming through. He calls me by my real name. Everybody in jail called me DC. That's Don Corleone for short. So everybody called me DC in jail. So he calls me by my real name. My attendance go up immediately. Troy. You know what I'm saying? That's a different type of person from years ago. So yeah, that throws my antennas up. So long story short, bump into him, we chop it up. You know what I'm saying? See what's going on. So now me and him get our one-on-one time. And I ask him, yo, what's up with you and my baby mom? Whatever the case may be. It ain't nothing. They was friends. He was just going through some traumatic shit. Shit happened with his girl while he was locked up, whatever the case may be. So he got a vendetta. All right, bro, well, listen, I'm not the vendetta. I didn't do it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't had no issues with you, your girl, none of that shit. I reached out to you while you was in prison, X, Y, and Z. Zeruiah confirms this later on down the line, goes on my Facebook, my old Facebook, said, oh, shit, you actually posted this nigga on your Facebook. So, all right. He goes home 6 months later. I do 6 months with the man. Now, we carpooling together. The girl that I was with at the time is carpooling with the girl he was with at the time. So we going down on visits, whatever the case may be. He gets keep locked. That's locked up while you locked up. I'm feeding him, making sure he get what he need, X, Y, Z, you know what I'm saying? We in there gang banging, it's the bro. All right, that's so what I thought. He comes home, do what he do. Somehow, some way, him and my baby mother eventually linked back up around 2019, 20-ish, and then history was met from there. So why everybody be thinking that this girl, she was out there doing her, she has a whole nother child. That's my little man, I fuck with him, you know what I'm saying? I love the little dude to pieces. She got a whole nother son. Troy has a whole nother, a little brother. So they be making it seem like Troy's the only child when it comes to perspective on the TV, because you don't see nothing to talk about no other kid. You know what I'm saying? And that's her business. That's their business. And we're not here to tell their business. But just to air that part out, because a lot of shit is like misconstrued when it comes to my relationship with my baby mother and my daughter. And I don't like that when it comes to my wife. And a lot of that shit is just not true. You get what I'm saying? Like, that girl was living her life. She was doing her. Me and her don't got no bad blood. I'm not worried about who she with, how she doing, all that. No, it's about the kid at the end of the day. So for TV, it brings her in the light like, oh, they got issues. She still loves Troy. He still love. You can see the feelings. This, that, just mad dumb shit. It's like, of course a person is going to feel like that. We have our first child together. I wasn't with her on no, oh, I laid down and had a baby. No, was with Yana, met her when I was 15 years old. I went and did a bid. I came home and went and did another bid. In the midst of that, had a child. So it's like, we known each other for a very long time. So of course, a motherfucker got love, but it's not, oh, we want to be together. We trying to run off in the sunset, make it work for the kids, start a new family and all that. Man, fuck no. The love and mutual respect, because we got a fucking daughter together and we want to see her thrive in success in life just like we do. And we know that how our parents was growing up or whatever the case may be. So we just trying to beat the odds. But obviously our daughter still kind of ended up in the same situation. So we just trying to do what we can as co-parents. But shit, just sometimes just people just don't get along because of past issues. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, I feel like what you both said makes a lot more sense to what we're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, puts all that in kind of perspective, because it was like
TV.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And you know, I mean, these interviews we've done, we definitely heard that how things are put in a certain perspective to make you look away when it's not really that way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So
that's why we like doing interviews, because we're able to talk a little bit more. And people are still gonna say, well, you still left his daughter at the train station. And it's like, no, like even that, I gotta clear that up too. I was never supposed to go and get anybody from the train station. Sure. Logically speaking, right? Why would I go and get his daughter and his mom? No, Troy was supposed to be going to go get him. And what happened was, first of all, they took the train. The train didn't come in at the time that it was supposed to come in. So that kind of threw everything off. We didn't know at first that Troy was supposed to be even coming, because it was our anniversary.
And we just had her.
Literally, we had just had her, and we asked them. We were like, should she stay? Because she could just stay. No, you need to make sure we're not doing any scenes with her. We're just going to be doing Karen. Troy will not be there. So we had to actually bring her all the way back to Buffalo. So then when we find out the day of our anniversary, this is a real community event with real, like, we're talking about the mayor was there. We're talking about chief of police. We're talking about big people are actually there. Like, this is a real event. On the back end, the production want to fucking play games, and they had a new crew. We had not worked with them, and somebody was supposed to go and get them They were supposed to shoot the scene or whatever, and then they were supposed to take them to dinner while we finished Community Day, because we already knew that it was going to be very chaotic and it just would have been way too much with the kids. So something with me and him had already gotten into an argument. I did kick him out the car, but I kicked him out the car to go with production because he was texting production while we're trying to drive and like do my lines. Like, that's just how TV works. I don't know how any other way to explain it, but I was supposed to be saying something and he was supposed to be having a conversation with me, and he's not. He don't know how to like focus on one thing. So he's texting. So I know it's her anniversary. So I'm like, okay, they're planning something. But damn, as a woman, you don't want to know when something's planning. That's your pet peeve. As a woman, you know that a surprise is happening, but like, you know the surprise is happening as it's happening. That shit just blew my shit. So I was upset, and I was just like, just get out the car, go production. But of course, they're not going to put that out on TV. It's going to look like I just put him out on the side of the road, because all of this is not in what they were trying to get along. So this is a monkey wrench. So they got to scramble and try to fix together the storyline. So he's riding with production, and I'm like, okay, that gives them time to plan whatever they're going to plan for the anniversary, so I could focus on getting back to Community, because I had to go and bring my dad some stuff, some seasonings. And this is real life. So we get back, and then they're like, oh, we got to do this, we got to do that. And I'm already frustrated. So I called the executive producer, and I'm like, yo, I don't know what's going on, but the people that you have on this shoot, they're fucking everything up. They got Troy. Troy isn't here. We're supposed to be doing. Then I found out he locked himself in the bathroom. Like, everybody was just very, very like flustered because nothing was going what it was supposed to on the back end. So they were like, well, where's baby Troy and Karen? What do you mean, where's baby Troy and Karen? Somebody was supposed to pick them up. So somebody from production was supposed to go and pick them up, forgot to pick them up. So who becomes the scapegoat when the show comes out? Zeruiah.
That's where y'all see me saying, this her calling me now. That's where y'all see me saying on there, don't play with me with my daughter. Don't play with me with my daughter. I wasn't talking to her. So now, cut back into it. That was the real life. We went back and reenacted that shit, bro, to make it come out the way
If you go back to the episode, I want you to look at my hair. I want you to look at my... Always just look at my hair. It's going to tell me. Hi.
That's baby Troy.
Hey.
Interview, baby. That you doing the interview. I love you. All right, beautiful.
So if you look at my hair, you're going to see like one is like a little... It's two completely different hairstyles. And that will show you that that's not like they had to piece it together. But when we're reenacting or when we're doing things, we don't know how the show is going to be cut. So when we found that out, everybody cussing me out. And I'm just like, what do you mean? Mind you, after all it is, like, we end the shoot or whatever because we were like, we're done. You got to send out a whole new team. The executive producer was pissed. So they were like, we're just going to cut the shoot and we're going to come and bring out a whole new team. And so Troy meets them at the hotel, takes Azael. They're all like, you chill with them for a minute. And then where did you do?
What?
You took them to the train station?
Who?
Baby Troy and Karen, later that day.
No, my mother wanted to go back home. Remember, she got fed up and was like, I just want to go home. Take me back home. I don't want to go to no hotel. Because I said, Mom, just go to the hotel. Just get rid of production. And I'm going to see y'all later. So now when I go to pull up to go and get them at the thing, the production and beat us there. They all outside with the cameras trying to do it good. We are done. I don't want to film no more. I'm done. So now once I see that, now I just keep going. I call my mother. That pissed her off. I'm leaving. Fuck that. I just want to go, take me back home. You riding around. I'm like, Mom, just go to the hotel. I'm going to come get y'all in a minute. Just get rid of production. Get away from it. I was telling y'all we was at the train station situation. And I was telling y'all that when I pulled up to come and get my mother and my daughter at the train station, I was done filming. I wanted to be done with that shit. And now I told them, just go to the hotel and get rid of production. My mother was fed up. She was done. She wanted to go home. She don't want to go to no hotel. She just want to go home. So now with that being said, my daughter is in the midst of this. She wasn't even supposed to be out here, like Zeruiah said. They told us that she wasn't needed for filming, whatever the case may be. Made us take her all the way back to Buffalo just for y'all to put her on the train with my mother to send her all the way the fuck back out here. That was fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Now, moving forward into time, we will go back and we do this shoot. So that's where y'all see me walking on the side of the road, all that stupid ass shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to go into the actual details of things, but if you pay attention to the actual scenes, certain slightly things can be different. You know what I'm saying? Catch my drift. Certain things is different, but nonetheless, we went back. And this is where you get acting, you get reenacting, you get reality, and you get real. You know what I'm saying? You see a motherfucker crying and all that, you can't. That's real. You can't fake that. You know what I'm saying? Now you got situations where you go back and you're acting, where you just right here, right now, this is what y'all want to do, blah, 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 blah. All right. Well, blah, blah, blah. And then you have reenacting where something happened that didn't make sense. And we have to make it make sense to the audience. So now we have to come back out and reshoot this. But now this is what we're going to focus on. We're reenacting. And now that's how you get reality TV.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
People think that they just set cameras up. Oh, y'all put y'all whole lives on TV. Y'all don't see me cooking. Y'all don't see me cleaning. Y'all don't see me use the bathroom. Y'all don't see me walk the dog. It's a whole lot of stuff that you do not see on reality TV. Why? Because who the fuck want to watch all of that shit? Up, Troy's in the bathroom. Up, he's taking a shower. Up, he's doing this. Up, that. No, when you on reality TV, you're ready. You're ready to go. So they try to implement little things in there with, oh, well, put a face mask on her. Take your lashes off. We're going to get you putting your lashes on. Troy wants you brushing your hair. Take your do-rag off and brush it in the mirror. So it makes it seem, like you're watching something real at the same time.
Yeah.
So my question is going to be two-part. So I'm going to go for Troy, what you said, but I have a little bit more in-depth question coming up after this. So like you just said, all of those things, does it add to like the stress in the situation, just doing that and then having like reenact and all those things?
Hell yeah. And mind you, I'm fresh out of jail, so I'm just trying to adapt to all this shit. So as certain things is going on, like, you got times where she genuinely was mad. That shit don't got nothing to do with me. And I'm confused as hell. So now it infuriates her even more to like, hold on, wait. So we just sitting around. There's a lot of confusion in the beginning of things. And that's what they thrived off of. That's why we were talked about so much. That's why it went so big. Like my patience, people see that the patience of someone is sitting there, not spazzing out, whatever the case may be, because they don't see me off of camera, And then in the same sense, it's like, I'm not trying to spaz on somebody and I don't know what the fuck going on. I'm about to sit here and wild and cuss out this girl and I don't know what the fuck really going on. So it's just like, and then subconsciously, my wife calls me a psychopath. I know when and when not to do certain shit. So it's like, I'm on national TV. You want to act crazy and do all that shit? Go ahead. I'm not going to say nothing. So now you got him like, oh, look at poor Troy. He's just so patient. He don't say nothing. He just da-da-da. Or now you got people saying, oh, he ditzy. Oh, he's soft. Look at him. He don't even say nothing. Look, he talked to her. She just talked to him any old kind of way. But then he say this to say that to everybody else and blah, blah. And it's like, nah, hell no. She get her shit thrown at her. You hear me? But it's in the time and the place for everything. And I was not about to do all that shit on TV. I'm like, no. Because in my mind, I know the furthest extent that it's going to go. And it's like, that's not going to look good for TV at all. Fuck no, period. So it's like, what's done in the dark, we don't have to bring that shit on national light to the motherfucking TV. Hell no. But a lot of things that people see on the TV, and me and my wife, we talk about this openly all the time, is you all see built up tension from past years and years and years and years and years of bullshit and strive and struggle and just wanting to be with each other. And, you got parts of her that didn't want that to be taken away from her. And you got parts of me that was trying to deliver on all the things as a man that I said I was going to do while I was in prison. But you got your family, you got your daughter, you got your friends, you got everybody coming. It's Troy home, Troy home, Troy home. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm the sole glue to the gang members, to the family, I bring everybody together. You get what I'm saying? It's not these people hanging together. No, I could call everybody and put everybody all in one room together. And that's what my family and friends and everybody is upset with me about. I still haven't done that since I've been home. You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't cared for it. I see people and get with them when I can, but it was very, very stressful trying to deliver on your word as a man coming home from prison, because this was all I focused on. So now once I came home, she knew that my focus was not going to just be her. It was going to be her and everything and everybody else. You know what I'm saying? I tried to beat the odds with that. And that's what you see me going through on TV. That's where all the emotions and all the anger and everything was just turmoil, just building up. I was spiraling out of control in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I think, we were definitely able to see that on the screen. You know what I mean? And like you said, like trying to hold it together, there are times where you can see, like, I was talking, Meka, I was like, you could tell, like at certain points, just the emotion overwhelming with things,
Mm-hmm.
right? And so what I'm going to ask about now is an instance from Love After Lockup, right? And we'll get into Life After Lockup later. So, Love After Lockup, there was a incident, or not necessarily, it's a situation where involved Miss Karen. And I am about to pronounce your name.
Zeruiah.
I'm sorry that I'm sorry, it's the H in the
I got you, man.
I know.
Zeruiah. The incident with yourself and Mrs. Karen, where you were, I believe, in the bathroom and something happened, you were talking through the door. Can you explain that, just in case it was not how it seemed on TV?
So, all right. So let me preface this by saying, I have bipolar disorder, bipolar 1. I take medication, and I stopped taking my medication. Like, Troy was like, you don't need it. It's all in your head, blah, blah, blah. So before he came home, I stopped taking my medication. So with everything that was going on in the show, well, behind the scenes and us filming, I had so much anxiety, and I felt like I was like being played with, like I didn't know who this man was, like, in the physical world. And I just felt like every single day that we was filming, it was always some bullshit. So we had gotten to it. And honestly, I don't even know, like, how it started. Like what was even the basis of it. But we had gotten into it, and he left his phone. And so I'm calling him. He's not answering. So I'm panicking. I'm like, yo, did this man just leave me on like national TV? Like, and I'm being filmed and recorded. So I having immediate anxiety. None of my family members is answering the phone. I'm on the phone in the room with his brother, Vaughn. And I'm just like, yo, your brother is gone. He's not answering the phone. Like, I don't know what's going on with him. Karen is in the house, and she's just going off because she's like, she don't know where he's at. She's tired. She's ready to go back to Buffalo. They had us filming like looking for him. They had us at the train station, but then they pull up this big thing like where it was like writing or something on it. So I'm just like, what the fuck are the production people playing? Is he going along with it? So I don't know what's going on. So then while we're in the car, he called, Yana calls Karen and was like, she's laughing like, oh, he's right under your nose. So that pissed me off because I'm like, I know you don't talk like that. So you letting the production people like where the fuck is Troy? Like, dead ass, like, where is he? Like, it's not like him, like, he's just getting out. I wouldn't have thought that he would just walk out and just be walking aimlessly and then to leave his phone. It just didn't make any sense. So I'm getting upset. So I told her to get off the phone because I'm like, I don't need Yana to find Troy. He's here in Buffalo. Well, you don't think that in Syracuse, you don't think that he went to Buffalo? No, like he was only gone for like 30 minutes at this point. So they're telling us where to go, drive here, drive there. So I get back home and now I'm just like, yo, I'm panicking. I call his brother. I'm like freaking out. And then I hear Karen on the phone with Yana, and Yana brings up me having an affair while he was incarcerated. Oh my God. That was the button right there for me, because it's like, what? What does that have to do with anything right now? Number one, right? Yes, I did. I had an affair on my husband, and that was the worst thing I could have ever did. And I truly regret it. I apologize. We had conversations while he was in jail, face to face, about this. This is not something that just popped up or just came about, or like something where it was like, oh, he just found this out and now he would just miraculously leave me. So the fact that she's on the phone, she's telling Karen this. And Karen knew about all of this because she encouraged him to stay with me. Like, basically was like, y'all need to be together. Like, give that girl a break. And it's just like really like on my side, like with the whole situation. Like, she really helped keep us together during that time. It was a really rough time. We almost was not together. So for you to start acting silly, and then you got the cameras out, and then he's not answering the phone, I'm going ballistic in my mind. Like, I'm just seeing red, because I'm like, yo, is she trying to like bring this up? Now, mind you, we wanted to bring this up because this is a situation where a lot of women don't want to admit that they have cheated in their relationship. Every woman has not been faithful. So we felt like bringing this into, our story would maybe encourage and help someone to see it from the other perspective and see a man that actually stayed with a woman, because there's always this misconception that, oh, your man would just leave you, and how we work through that. That's where I'm thinking, like, me and Troy wanted to really have a sit down conversation and explain that. That's what we wanted. So for it to come out in the way that it did, I'm sorry, like I went off, and that's why I was cussing her out and doing all of that. And no, I shouldn't have been talking like that to her. But in my mind, it was just like I was being played with. And then I went to, how does his baby mother know? How does his baby mother know about all of this? So now I'm mad at him because I'm like, whoa. So now you bring it in. So then it's certain things are starting to make sense while she's acting certain ways and saying little slick comments. So I'm thinking like, okay, y'all pillow talking. So now I'm like, okay, I know that y'all not in no relationship, but wait, are y'all? Like, so I didn't know what was real. I didn't know what was fake. I didn't know what. I just felt so stupid and so dumb. And I just felt like all the people that was talking about me all while I was with him, while he was in jail, and saying I was so stupid, it just felt like that's all I was telling myself. Like, you so dumb. Like, you're dumb to think that, this man is really gonna like forgive you and move forward and this, that, and the third. And that's what y'all see. Y'all just see me going off at the mouth, upset, because that's not how I wanted things to be. Because then I knew it was going to be spun as, oh, he's walking away because he found out she had an affair. And that's not really what happened. And that's where I draw the line, where we're not going to play around with something very serious in a very hard time in our marriage. So that's a little backstory of, where my mind was at.
Do you feel like production had its hand in that at all? Like, as far as maybe coaxing them to, I don't know, maybe they told her, maybe they had a sidebar conversation with Karen or somebody, and that's what they kind of came up.
Absolutely. But at that point, I had never watched, first of all, I never watched the show. Literally, even when I did the show, the beginning of the show, I had never watched the show. So I had never known like what the perspective was going to be. When they say like, oh, we're going to edit things out, I'm thinking like, okay, if it gets too crazy, they're just going to take that out. No, that's what they want. They want you to act like that. And I feel like because when they met me and it was just like, even to this day, like all the production people be like, Zeruiah is cool as hell. Like they'll tell other cast members like, she's not how she's portrayed, this, that, and the third. So I felt like they were like, we gotta find a way to tick her, to get her button, because she's too well spoken. She's too holding her composure. Like we gotta get it out of her. So they knew that, you know, because when they're doing casting, you bring up like, what is the worst time in your relationship? Like, what are you fearful of? And so they use that against you. And they use that moment against me, because then it would put things in my head as to, well, how does she know about this? Now it plays into the storyline of the whole quote unquote, you know, oh, Zeruiah thinks that she's going to take, you know, they're going to be in a family, or he's going to run off with her. And it's like, that's not even the truth. But that's how production can really like twist your mind if you don't know or not in that reality TV world. And, you know, it's very harmful, because somebody like, you know, I never got no mental health warning. They did that to, what's his name?
It was somebody they recently did that for.
Yeah, like they gave him a little warning, and that man was having a whole episode. But let's just be real. He was having an episode. Like, and I'm not gonna speak on what other people do, but like I really do have bipolar, and they never wanted, and even when I talked about it, they never wanted to put that out there. They never wanted to show that side. They just wanted to be like this crazy, disrespectful woman, just doesn't know how to talk to her husband. Now, and I'm not going to blame everything on, me being bipolar, because I did talk mad crazy to him. But I just felt like he said, it was like a soda bottle shaking up when he came home, because this man used to talk to me crazy on the phone, y'all, like crazy. And thank God that we're in a much better place and we don't talk to each other anymore like that, because I was like, I will never let no man talk to me like that. So that's what y'all see. Y'all see me talking crazy, and that was quote unquote normalized in our relationship. But y'all only see him being quiet because, like he said, he knows in his mind he's able to rationalize. Me, I wasn't rationalizing anything. It's like, oh, really, nigga? Oh, like that's where I was at mentally. So yeah, like I'm in a much better place. I don't condone anybody talking to anybody that way. They never show, even like I apologize on this past season. I was like, I apologize in front of the world. They would never put that out there, but I felt good enough to know that, you know, my intentions was never to be disrespectful or to be like tear my husband down or anything like that. I was just in a really dark place in time. And a lot of people, you know, they look at the celebration of a man coming home, but they don't look at the other partner. And it's kind of like a funeral, because you lose so much of your identity because it's so geared around prison. And then it's like they're in the limelight, and then you're just like, damn, like, oh, well, you know, like you don't, and not saying you do things to get things back, but it does hurt sometimes, because you know, people don't get to really see a lot of the side of what you deal with, the emotional things that you go through as a woman dealing with men that are incarcerated that have a lot of trauma, and having to deal with that. And, you know, you got to get into therapy. You got to get your own mind right. Yes, support them, but also take care of yourself, because if not, you'll start spilling over. And that's what happens. You see all of my mess spilling over onto him, because it was so much things that we needed to work on before we just projected our lives on the TV.
What we went through would have broke so many people and so many pieces, because to back paying off what you said, bro, I was confused, bro. I was lost. I didn't know where the fuck I was at. I never been to Syracuse before, so these people just got me walking around when all they had to do is just pick up the phone and call and say, hey, they know we had shit to do. Like, far as like on schedule, we got an itinerary. So we're all off itinerary, and y'all not even doing.
Oh, they knew he left his phone, so.
They know I didn't have my phone. I didn't have no phone, nothing. I literally was just going for a walk. But now as I'm walking, I'm like, damn, where the fuck am I at? But you're not going to say that as a grown man. I'm not about to be like, hey, guys, I'm lost. It's like, no, that looks silly. You shouldn't have walked off. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what? They're going to come and get me eventually, or Zeruiah going to pull up eventually. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just walking. As I'm walking, this shit done turned into walking. For real, I'm 9 miles eastbound. Damn near 10 miles walking, but I'm not gonna stop walking because I don't want to just stand somewhere. I'm paranoid. I got PTSD. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna just stand somewhere and I don't know where I'm at. I don't know who these people I'm around. I don't know who the fuck I can call. I don't got no phone. I don't got shit. I'm like, I don't know nobody numbers to even say, yo, let me use your phone and call. Well, don't you want to call Zeruiah? Don't you want to do? I'm like, man, hell no. I don't want to call nobody. If she want me, she gonna come here and come and fucking get me. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm telling them. So, but the whole time, you know, I don't know that all that shit is over there going on. You know what I'm saying? So when you play back and you watching this shit on TV, that's where they like to separate you because you don't know what the other person is going through and they don't know what you going through. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, fast forward even on time, when my wife is sitting there watching me cry and shit on TV, she don't really know that I really went through that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because she wasn't there. She literally was in fucking Syracuse, and you know she's on the phone. You know, like, oh, but it's gonna be all right. But to actually have to go back and watch that shit in certain moments, even her just telling the story back, and you pin it back in your mind, you like, damn, and they mad fucked up for that, bro. Like, shit, why y'all just? It was just literally just a simple phone call, like. We had people waiting on us. It's just all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? Not too much detail of it, but that's just the way that shit worked. And the shit that we've been through, you know what I'm saying? We came in strong, hard, with a real story to tell. Power couple. They took that shit, ripped it apart, stomped it to the ground. It was on us to sweep up all those little ass pieces and literally put every last bit of our fucking lives together. Because it was shattered to the fucking world and the internet, bro. And they did not want to see us together. Everybody. So now we've grown onto people because they're like, damn, they really stayed together. Damn, that's really a strong ass man. Damn, she must have put some voodoo on that motherfucker. They whatever shit they gonna say to put out there, you know what I'm saying? However they determine it, we stayed together. That's just what the bottom line to it is. And now it's like, damn, we grown on the people. So if you follow us, if you watch us on social media, any of those nature, you see the real us outside of all that TV shit. And people got to just like, okay, we love y'all on TV, but this is really like, y'all really need your own show. Like, people think that cameras could just be set up and people could just watch your real life because that's what they really want to see.
Yeah. You know, that's what I was going to say. Like, for y'all to go through all that and stuff that you go through later will get you, like, the growth. Like, every time you're like, hey, this happened, there's a segment that shows the growth to get to where you guys are today. Like you said, that shit been...
Yeah, that shit was nasty, bro, because you sit back and you watch that shit. You watch that shit back on TV, and then you have to sit there and look at each other, talk about whatever, you know, what's real and why the fuck would they do that, this, that, and the third. We go back and forth with each other and then got to get on the internet, be bashed and crashed out. Family members calling, talking they dumbass shit. Nobody know how to just shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But they won't go on the internet and say all this shit. They don't fight and argue in the car. Everybody, the phones, it just, you get to the point where you want to just throw this motherfucking phone and just crash it out because you like, yo, I've never seen my phone go rampant to the weird point. You got to shut it off because it won't stop ringing. It's social media. You woke up one day and the motherfucking phone just never stopped. Swear to God. Still to this day, it just don't stop. It just ping all day long. All day long. To the point where if I don't got the phone on me, I feel that shit still vibrating in my pocket. On some crib, like, damn, where the phone at? Shit nowhere near me. Nowhere near me. That's how much that shit go off.
I feel you. All right, so my next question, and this, I'm gonna direct this at Troy. All right. So there was a segment. Now we're gonna go over the Lyfe after Lockup, right? There's a segment with that I personally kind of related to you on a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You know, it showed you pretty much after you guys had got like settled a little bit in Syracuse and everything. You had to go back to Buffalo, you know, deal with the passing of your father, you know. And you were getting things in order for little Troy for what we see on the screen. And just trying to balance everything and try, like you said earlier, trying to tie all these people together and be that glue. And whilst watching it, I understand like being a man and trying to get these things together in different areas. It seemed like it was a lot of stress on you from, you know, what was going on, you know. I understand certain times you're like, I don't want to deal with this. I think you were dealing with the Yana with your daughter, and you're like, I don't want to deal with that with, I believe, your sister, and she's trying to get you to talk and all those other things. I kind of relate to that, just trying to have to balance those things. And I know that whole time frame was tough. So can you kind of talk to us about that a little bit? Also, the biggest thing from that whole period was, you dealing with the loss of your father.
Yeah.
And, the relationship with your father. And I personally think, and this is just me, production kind of framed it in a way to make it seem a little bit, I don't think they framed it right, just from as a viewer. So I wanted to get your perspective on it, because I know that, obviously your father meant a lot to you. And I just wanted to get your perspective on that in that whole time frame and just what you were going through, because Zeruiah was back in Syracuse, and she was actually dealing with that also. So you got to see those two different things and, and whatnot. And then we also later find out why Zeruiah was going through some stress she was, and you're going through that stress. And, it seemed like a little bit tough, especially as time went on. So, but yeah.
So on the way to Buffalo, now the whole emotions, everything that you see is me gathering the fact that it's time for me to go and get my father's ashes.